There's some other things I just want to discuss very, very briefly as we wrap up, and we'll do some Q&A. There are some other things that relate to social networks that you may come across. Message boards, okay? There's long threads of conversations that go on. You could start to follow these. Yahoo has many, many discussion boards. It is an interesting way to find out what people are thinking, what people are talking about, and ultimately use those boards to find new prospects, people on Facebook, LinkedIn, so on and so forth. But message boards started in the 70s. They're still around, but more of the Facebook and LinkedIn style social media are quickly displacing these. RSS feeds, some people may or may not know what those are, but you know, on websites these days, if you see this kind of orange icon, it means that if you click on it, and then anything that's being posted to a website, to a blog, will automatically, as soon as it's posted, it will send you an email with what that new post is, so that you don't have to keep checking in to a blog every day. It will kind of get pushed to you. RSS just means really simple syndication. It's a way to get things to you faster. You can start to build for your websites widgets and little applications that allow people to streamline the social media aspect of their life and have a specific relationship with you. For example, Tom, you can have a widget if you want of, you know, today's specials and menus, and people can, if they are regulars at a restaurant, you know, they can see what the daily specials are, see things, and know when they come in exactly what to eat. And it pushes out to them, okay? Lots of different organizations can have different types of applications. You know, depending on kind of who you are or what size you are, it may not be relevant to spend the dollars to do this, but this is how some of these widgets work. It's like little custom websites built for cell phones. Wikis. Wikis are a new, Wikipedia is the most common wiki. They're very easy to use. They allow you, they're kind of like a whiteboard or a whiteboard. You can type information in, okay, and other people can then add things to it, change them. It's a very collaborative workspace. You can stick them onto social media, onto your website, and where all people can keep contributing. Just like Wikipedia, you can, you know, you could put in your own profile and then other people can add to it. It's an encyclopedia that's been created by millions of users. You can use these in other ways, creatively. You can do them, I'm just looking out, you can, if you're in the arts, you can have people collaborate on great shows or great new things that they'd be interested in seeing and kind of keep contributing. They can give, if they go to New York and see a show, they can, you know, they can copy and paste a whole profile or review for the arts organization, and you can see exactly and say, oh, that's great. Get people to collaborate on what they would find more relevant in the marketplace. You know, in our closing, these things, you can do these very inexpensively. Okay, to get started, you probably want to do it and have some strategy. And there are some minor costs. I was going to bring a series of little examples, but if you had a cell phone with a camera in it, if you had a little flip phone, it's about $100, a little video camera. If you were to have a little microphone for a podcast, you can do this stuff as well as anyone else. It doesn't take a lot, but there will be a few little costs, and over time, the more you can do it professionally, the better. Here's the top 5 according to Mashable. Mashable is a site that you could follow that tells you everything about social media. These are 5 top social networks for businesses. LinkedIn is number 1. And at the end of this presentation, for any of you who want this presentation, I'm happy to send it out. There's great tools for measuring. Google Analytics will measure your websites. If you do a blog, a website called Technorati will tell you how many people are coming to your blog and what they're interested in. Filterbox also does, basically is scoring different sites and helps you. And YouTube and all these sites will tell you how many friends, who's coming, how often they're coming, where they're coming from. You can organize them by school group, business group, multiple organizations. Facebook, LinkedIn, you can export out all of the names, emails, and phone numbers if they're listed, and then use them in other ways if you know how to do it. So just a couple of quick tips and suggestions. Almost everyone has something that they're selling, whether it's a service, a product, and use social media to first drive people to your website. Make sure that the campaign that you're doing, you're not just giving basic information, but you have great video, great photos, great something, because you want people to pass it along. If you're just real stale, you may have very little readership. I'd say pick 1 or 2 platforms and learn to dominate them. Facebook and LinkedIn probably are the 2 most common. LinkedIn definitely for business people. Cross-promote. Okay, people, I get Twitter to go to my Facebook to come to my website. The more links, the more references, the better it is for your search optimization. When you do it, you could start simply, but most kids out there have these clips of they're laughing and goofing around. They're not very high quality. But if you have a beginning, middle, and end to your video or your photographs or your message, and you're professional about it, you're going to have much stronger followership. Once you get into it, it's something that you have to do. Okay, so you can't go on to Facebook 1 month and then stop and then come back another month, because people know. If people are going to email you back or comment on your wall or send you a request for an introductory meeting, you can't return the call a month later. So once you get in, you got to get in. And if you're going to get out, but don't just leave your stuff up there. That just frustrates people. We find that people who Twitter and Facebook and whatever, Companion, I'll give a plug for one of our clients, Companion gives out special offers just to its Facebook crowd. Come in, free coffee, come in, free bagel, come in for... Why? It wants to build that audience. Ultimately, why do they want to build the audience? Because it is the cheapest way to build their business. If they can build a huge network and then just tell people about a new product, a new sandwich, a special offer, and never have to go mass, then they don't have to spend money on that kind of advertising. And that's why they do it. And if you really want to start learning, the best place to start learning is an online source called Mashable. It's a blog, basically tells you all the great things about social media on a daily basis. It's its own publication. If you follow it for a week or 2, you'll learn a lot about what's going on.